It's Dew Time with Pastor Steph.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Rise and shine. You're on with this Dew Time with Pastor Steph. How are you this morning? That's what I like to hear. That's what I like to hear. For this is the day the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. So, where were you yesterday? Yesterday we were shaking the Monday morning dew with the shaking the Monday morning blues with the Dew Time crew, and we had our relationship dilemmas with the men. Yes, and we talked about the young girl who went out to dinner with her boyfriend celebrating their 3-month anniversary. Now already we starting off wrong. Why are we celebrating 3 months? What's the big deal? Oh my goodness gracious. Well, they went to this fine dining restaurant. They really could not afford it. But instead of him just saying that, what he did was he decided to complain about the waiter spilling water and making a fuss, trying to get this whole dinner complimentary. And they only ended up getting dessert. Well, she ended up breaking up with him because she was like, listen, I can't take the fact that you lied and you made somebody feel really bad about something that they really had nothing to feel really bad about. And I can't do this no more. Well, the Dew Time crew actually agreed with her. Listen, take these signs from now. Understand that this is not the person for you if these are the lengths that he's willing to go through to get things accomplished. Okay? Well, the real dilemma was a 58-year-old man who had a 32-year-old daughter, and she has washed her hands of the family ever since she found this man that she decided to get married to. She even got so angry that she didn't invite any of her family to the wedding. No one attended the wedding. Grandpa and grandma found out that they were actually grandparents and tried to visit and get to know the grandchildren, and they have been just the door slammed in their face. No, thank you, says this daughter. Well, now dad is trying to get his will together, and he's feeling really, really bad that his daughter is not included, and he wants to know, what should he do? Well, the Dew Time crew says bye. She has actually decided that she has not wanted anything to do with the family. Yeah. She doesn't want to have anything to do with the family. There's been a suggestion that, hey, give her portion to your grandchildren. They haven't had a say. They haven't had an opportunity to, decline the relationship offer. Nope. You have decided that you do not want us in your life. So therefore, we are not going to give you anything. Listen, we didn't check out. You did. You checked out. So now no one gets anything. You don't need anything from us. You don't need anything from us. So there's no reason to feel bad that you are not leaving anything. And listen, call it a day. Call it a day. Okay? All right. Well, the switch tip of the week is in. Stop hiding behind God. Whoa, and a very, very interesting practical switch tip. And there's a lot to be said for hiding behind God. Boy, there's so many ways we can hide behind God and make people think that it's all right. Yeah, the more I've thought about that, Just that headline, stop hiding behind God. You know, certain people you ask, how you doing? Oh, I'm blessed and highly favored. And there are issues going on. Open up your mouth. Say so. There are ways that God can help you through people, but you're hiding behind God by throwing God up and saying, you know, hey, I don't need nothing. I don't need God because I'm blessed and highly favored. And oh my, oh my, oh my. Wow. There's so many ways that we can stay behind the Bible. We can't raise our head to be any earthly good because we're so heavenly bound. Stop hiding behind God. God ain't blessing you no more than he blessing anybody else, that we can't do the things that God needs us to do right here on earth. All right. So go back and watch. Go back and listen. Check it out. See what Shanti has to say about, hiding behind God. Okay. Okay. Well, today is Let's Talk About It Tuesday, Church Folk Day. And the news wasn't filled, but boy, do we have some stuff to talk about. And I am looking for you to load up this chat room so we can get this conversation going. Were you there last night, by the way? There's more to be said was in effect. And oh, my. We talked about the rotten kids. All those kids who are tearing up the parents' house because they can't get the things that they want. We're talking about this kid, 8 years old, fighting and pulling his mother's hair and fighting and fighting and fighting. Oh my goodness, biting. What in the world has this world come to, where the Bible prophecy is being fulfilled right now? Yes. Parents warring against children warring against parents. There are so many things that are happening that are in the Bible that has been prophesied, and we are walking right into it. Well, last night, the only way to believe it is to see it for yourself. Go back right here and look at it. Yes, on YouTube. And you will see exactly what we're talking about. So, there's a lot of work to be done. So, again, it is Let's Talk About It Tuesday, Church Folk Day. Let's get this party started. Go ahead and get that healthy breakfast. Go ahead and tell somebody, anybody, everybody that it's due time when Pastor Steph is on. And go ahead. Because we will be right back. But don't you go nowhere.
They didn't shut this school down for failing. They shut it down for succeeding. Wait till you hear what they did to America's most successful black school. In the late 1800s, when segregation ruled the South and racism shaped policy, one black public school in Washington, D.C. broke every expectation. It was called Paul Laurence Dunbar High School. Founded in 1870, Dunbar wasn't just good, it was elite. Its students scored higher on tests than many white schools nationwide. Over 80% of Dunbar graduates went to college, at a time when most black students weren't even allowed in certain classrooms. And get this, their teachers? Many had advanced degrees from Harvard, Columbia, and other Ivy League schools. They were black scholars teaching the next generation of leaders, doctors, engineers, judges, and professors. By the 1950s, Dunbar had become a symbol of excellence, proof that given opportunity, black students could achieve beyond measure. Then came desegregation. Instead of expanding Dunbar's model across the country, the system dismantled it. Leadership was removed, resources were cut, and the curriculum was stripped down. The school that once represented hope was buried under policies meant to equalize. Dunbar's story proves something powerful. When black excellence rises, it challenges the system. What they couldn't compete with, they chose to erase. And even now, we're still feeling the effects of that loss. If you believe
Good morning, and good morning again. Welcome back to It's Due Time with Pastor Steph. And it is Let's Talk About It Tuesday Church Folk Day. And boy, they have sure found a way to try to erase us from history. Ooh, thank God. Thank God are showing up on the radar more and more these days. So, now I want to say good morning to those of us who are in due time world, but there's this crazy dual. This is really weird because I can't see who's in the room except for Serge. So I know Serge is in the room. So good morning. Thank you so much for joining us. I know if Ketty is alive, she's in this room. So let me say good morning to Ketty. Good morning, and good morning. And if I know right, Terrence is in the room. Good morning, Terrence. Thank you so much for joining us. We got a check-in from our girl, Lady Tamika. Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us. And I don't know if Miss Grace is out there, but I always like to say good morning just in case. Good morning, Miss Grace. Thank you so much for joining us if you're in due time world. And we always have to say good morning to the ladies who keep it held down each and every day. Let's say good morning to our Shantice. Good morning, Shantice. Let's say good morning to our girl, Anika. Hey, thank you so much for joining us. And whoever else is out there, thank you so much for joining us. Just keep putting your comments in. If they're going to pick up somewhere on the radar, eventually I'll get to see them. So thank you so much for joining us. Well, you know what we do each and every Tuesday morning. We go ahead and grab some trivia from anywhere, anything. I don't know what we do from week to week, but this morning I have a list in front of me where there is a list of things that baby boomers have done that have been rejected by all the generations underneath initially, but now people are deciding to pick it up. Yeah, because in actuality, hey, these ideas ain't so bad after all. So let's see what they have here. Lap blankets. I got a heated blanket last year and it's amazing. I don't have to switch out the blankets by which one is warmer. I can just set the blanket to whatever heat level is right and I'll be toasted. Yeah, we don't know nothing about no lap blankets. No, we don't do those. But guess what? It is 19 degrees here in New York. Pastor KL in Alabama has been putting on his hat. Looks like a war hat has been on his head. So in Alabama, it's cold, baby. You're going to need a lap blanket at one point or another. I advise you just to get one and call it a day. All right. Taking my shoes off at the door and stepping straight into my slippers. Child. We have a no shoes policy in my house. And I can't tell you, I leave my shoes my slippers at the door. I put my shoes or my sneakers on. And baby, when I come back, I can't wait to do two things before I get through that door. I mean, good. And one of the things is slipping my feet into those slippers. So Pastor Vinny, I'm coming to you. So make sure you figure out that baby boomer move that you ain't letting go. Okay? That you may have even advised your sons to do. So I'm coming to you. All right? Not caring about my looks or body image. I still struggle with that, especially in the culture we live in. But since I hit 50, I just care so much less. I'm definitely not going to judge my worth based on what someone else thinks. sometimes Fred Sanford would say, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know about that one. You know, we went away and it was my birthday and we were taking pictures. And when I tell you, I was so dissatisfied and I was determined that I will not enter 60 looking like this. So, you know, at one point you're going to care about the way you look and it ain't got nothing to do about anybody else. Okay. Because everyone's like, you look fine. No, I did not. All right. Tamika says, I have a throw blanket in practically every room in my home. A lap blanket would be nice. Yes, girl. Yes. I'm telling you. I have a sweatshirt that once the winter time starts coming in, I get my sweatshirt. I wear that sweatshirt all around the house. It is my house sweatshirt. Yeah, because you got to be warm. Child, you got to be warm. Ignoring the clock, eating when I'm hungry, and sleeping when I'm tired. That's what the baby boomers did, and that's what people are picking up these days. Ignoring the clock, eating when I'm hungry, and sleeping when I'm tired. Child, is sleeping when I'm tired? Absolutely. I'll take a nap at any time during the day. Y'all just have to talk about me. Just talk about me. Moderate breakfast, moderate lunch, avoid food comas, and light dinner for better sleep. Okay, I just haven't grasped that one yet. I don't know. I need some help, y'all. I definitely need some help. I enjoy spending time in a peaceful and quiet home instead of partying. Where Shanti said, I know that's what she would co-sign on, but she talks about that now. Man, I was never a party girl, but when I tell you I love my house, if I never have to leave, I'm actually okay with that. Yeah, because just getting dressed part is enough for me. Getting dressed, putting a coat on, putting my sneakers on. Oh man, that's a job. I do see a check-in from my boy Terrence. Hey Terrence, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Comfy pants, comfy shoes. Life's too short for uncomfortable pants and shoes. It's so true. We're talking about the things that the baby boomers did that people have been warring against and talking about the baby boomers, and now they are looking to do we're looking to do what the baby boomers have been doing all along. I've been eating dinner earlier. Got to give food a chance to properly digest before bed. Yeah. You remember like older people used to eat early. Yeah. They didn't eat all 11 and 12 o'clock at night. No, they was in their bed by that time. So yeah, they definitely went to bed earlier, which meant that they ate earlier. We got to catch up with that habit. I carry paper printouts on my vacation itineraries. As someone with a common name, it helps if I have the confirmation number handy. Having a piece of paper with the information for my flight, hotel, rental car means I don't need my phone. I gotta tell you, I do at times find comfort in having something hard and tangible, opposed to looking for it in my phone. I do admit that sometimes it is a little easier just to have your phone. But my thing is, if the phone locks up, if you lose the phone, if you forget the phone somehow, it's like you out of luck. Yeah. So I ain't mad at them. I keep a place for everything and everything in its place. If I bring in something new, something older goes, makes you think before buying and clutter way down. I'm still trying to pick up on that one. Yeah, swapping out stuff. Just recently, I've decided to just get rid of stuff. Just get rid of it, Stephanie. Just throw it out. Pass it on. Give it away. Stop trying to save it. Yeah. I'm with that. All weekend errands are done before noon to beat the crowds. If I can't get there before then, I'll wait. Yeah. Who wants to be around a bunch of people when you don't have to? I won't buy any clothing that doesn't have a little bit of stretch. I accidentally bought a denim jacket without and had to get rid of it because it made me feel claustrophobic. I wonder how I ever tolerated all the cute but uncomfortable outfits I used to wear. Okay. Going to eat at a nice restaurant at the reasonable, non-busy hour of 4:30 p.m. Yeah, that is straight old school. But there's so much peace in that. My sister, she cracks me up when she used to go to the movies. She'd be like, Steph, we there early. We got our popcorn. And she would take her older son and daughter, and they just went with the flow. But yeah, she was there when they were like first opening up the doors. And I can't blame you. It is just so different that when you got like people all over the place. Man, we can't talk about them baby boomers no more, because I'm telling you, it's much different. Yes, listen, thus the day parties. Yeah, people party during the day, and then by the evening time they home. And you done had a full day already. Yeah. I turn the closed captioning on anything I watch on TV. Okay, I gotta raise my hand. I can't stand having to rewind because I didn't hear something. Listen, put the words on the TV and call it a day. I'll watch and read. I'm okay with that. Some people can't stand it, but I gotta tell you, I give that a thumbs up. Abiding by the idea that there's always room for ice cream, at least according to all my grandparents. That's cute. Well, I got to tell you, when we were away on the cruise, the whole table lived by, I got to get my sherbet. Because, okay, so two of us can't eat regular ice cream because one can't eat dairy and ice, and almost every ice cream has eggs in it. And they had this slamming sherbet, lemon sherbet. Well, every single meal, somebody was going and coming back with bowls of sherbet. Yeah, everybody. So there's always room for ice cream and sherbet. Wanting to stay home and having people come to me. Yeah. Carrying ibuprofen. Let me say that right. In my purse always, you never know when one might need it. Yep. An older woman recommended flipping the garbage bags inside out so the seam is on the inside and your garbage bags won't rip open as often. I still put my garbage in like this years later. Okay. Starting to understand that not everything needs to be rushed. I'll get there when I get there. As long as you're not late. I can't stand a late thing. It drives me crazy. I got into knitting last year, and now I'm like, okay, I get the appeal now. I recently started crochet too. Yeah. That's always been the most, peaceful thing to do. Yeah, really peaceful. Going out with my husband for lunch instead of dinner. No overly stuffed belly before bed. Can't get into your PJs and relax at night and talk about the lovely lunch. And you can enjoy the views or gardens at the pub or a restaurant. Okay. Afternoon naps. Yes and yes. Getting home, hopping in a quick shower to wash the grime off the day, and laying down for a quick half hour to hour nap leaves me energized and refreshed for all my afternoon, evening stuff. And I found it means I need less sleep at night to feel refreshed by at least 1 to 2 hours. So it's actually a net positive on the rest to sleep ratio. All right. So I don't know if y'all are commenting. I don't know. It's going on. Thank you. It's going into La La Land. But yeah, I have definitely swapped out some of the things that older people used to do. Yeah, I do them now. I have no qualms about doing it. Talk about me if you want to. My daughter calls me, my mother's name, because she said I do stuff like my mother. Yeah, just as your body and your brain move into the older years, man, you swap out that stuff. Woo! Like needing water. Oh my goodness gracious. I gotta stay replenished. All right. So let's get to this news. All right. So what are we talking about today? All right. Yo, this is crazy. I pulled up a story about a woman who went mountain climbing with her boyfriend. Now, I was supposed to do this story yesterday because it was relationship day, but I didn't get around to it. And I wanted to definitely talk about it today, since it's Let's Talk About It Tuesday. And so here's the deal. They go mountain climbing, and she's not the experienced one. He is. Now, Kirsten, she's 33 years old, or was 33 years old. She goes mountain climbing with her boyfriend, who's 39. And they go trekking up 12,000 feet into -4-degree weather and conditions up in Austria. Now, they say at about 2 a.m., he ends up leaving her. She's unprotected, exhausted, hypothermic, and disoriented. And he comes back down off the mountain. Now, this is really weird, because I'm trying to figure out, and I read this story, and I can't put together what happened that you and I go up the mountain together, and I end up exhausted, unprotected, hypothermic, and disoriented, and you okay. Well, clearly, he might be dressed differently from her. He has the quote-unquote expertise because he's the mountain climber and she's not. But it still doesn't say how she ends up like that and he doesn't. And I'm still trying to figure that one out. And they were stranded at one point. And they say that he didn't make this emergency call or give a distress signal, even when they saw a police helicopter fly by at about 10 minutes to 11. So remember, I said that it was about 2 a.m. when he left the girlfriend. So somehow or another, they've got this webcam image. I don't know where this webcam was, way up in the mountaintop, but they actually have webcam footage of the two of them up there, because at one point they even show this light shining where they were in the dark. And they knew where to go back and look for her, and she was found dead. Now, they say he only called the police at 1:35 and then put the phone on silent. So a half hour later, he left her there to die, on this icy mountain. He even neglected to cover her with the emergency blankets that they had. So listen, this is clearly a case of him taking her there with the intent of leaving her and killing her. Yeah, this is clearly what's going on. Now, my suggestion, I ain't going nowhere up in nobody's mountain and you taking me there and you the expert and I know nothing. That ain't happening. That is so not happening. So not happening. Because how in the world do we even end up there? Huh? How? How do you end up where you and I go up and I don't know that there's some rift between you and I, that you would take me up there and leave me to die? There ain't no indication down here that we in some rough patch. We ain't getting along. Things ain't right between us. That you get me all the way 12,000 miles up? Nah. Yeah. So they found her dead. Now, I don't know what happened where I don't know if he ended up coming back and then they were pressing him about where she was because they knew that she had gone up in the mountains with him. I don't know, but like I said, they definitely got webcam footage because they got pictures of the two of them. And like I said, they even have like a picture of where they were on the mountain that was like lit. So at one point they were up on this mountain, wherever they were resting, they had light. And they actually have a picture of it, of that lit area on the mountain. So I don't know, y'all, but yeah, that ain't happening here. That is not happening. We got to check in from Miss Charlene. Hey, Miss Charlene. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Tamika says Jack and Jill went up the hill, got in an argument, and only Jack came back down. Well, clearly, they were arguing before they went up on that hill, Tamika, because he was definitive about leaving her up there. You didn't even cover her up with a blanket. Yo, I'm going back to that wording that I asked earlier. I'm coming back to that one. Where we at? How did she become unprotected, exhausted, hypothermic, and disoriented? That is not by accident. I'm sorry. I'm with Terrence. He set her up. Katie says, I would never go mountain climbing with a man. You see all the movies and women never come back alive. No, won't go. I'm with you. I ain't going mountain climbing, period. I don't need to be up there and I lose my balance or I lose my grip. Nah, that's all right. I'm staying right here on the ground. Oh, poor thing. She really trusted him, and that's the sad part about it. That is really the sad part about it. What else are we talking about today? Okay, talking about going and not coming back. And Tamika says, out of all the things that I've ever wanted to do, nope, I'm with you too. All right. Well, talk about going and not coming back. Well, there's an Arkansas mom who filed for a divorce. She filed for a divorce earlier this year, so this came up pretty quickly for her. So she has 2 young children with this gentleman. Okay, she also has an older child, so clearly this was a child before they got into the relationship, and they go to their final divorce proceedings where this was finalized. Okay, well, the next day they found her and the 2 children dead. Yep. In the house. In the house. Now, here's the thing. One of the things they say is that there was, at one point, there was an order of protection against him because there was some domestic violence involved. Now, they said they found the bodies, and it was her and the two young children suffering from gunshot wounds. They said that they were not technically identified, the children, but they were both about 6 years old, and they were with the mother's body. So they're assuming that this is, the three of them all together. Her oldest son says that there had been, again, an order of protection for herself and the children because he had already been arrested and charged with domestic violence. She had also filed for full custody of the children. Now, here's the catch. So they get these proceedings done. Everything is finalized. The day after, they find the woman and the two children dead. The day after that, the husband's attorney files a motion to dismiss the divorce case because the plaintiff has passed away. Yo, talk about dumb criminals. Why would your lawyer put out the day after to dismiss the divorce case because the plaintiff has passed away? What happened to the grieving? If he has nothing to do with this, what happens to the grieving process? What happened? What happened? What in the world? You come back. The best case scenario is you're going to file to dismiss the case. How would your lawyer know? Unless you told them. That's because they notified you. Yo, this is, man, these relationships. Ooh, baby. Terrence says just by looking at the background on the picture at the home looks crazy. That's because it looks kind of deserted back there. Yeah, this is crazy. Well, that's out in Arkansas, so I'm not surprised with the way the back looks. But I don't know. Y'all tell me. It sounds pretty fishy to me. I don't know, y'all. But, I mean, you can't even be smart enough to pretend the next day after her and the children are found. So you're not even thinking about the children. So if you didn't have anything to do with it, why aren't you like struck at the fact that, oh my God, my children are dead. The mother of my children are dead. I know we just got finished with the divorce, but I didn't expect for them to be dead. Yeah. That's because you had something to do with it. Speaking of, we're going to call this, let's talk about how crazy they are Tuesday. Because the next story is about a dad who he's in the house and the house catches on fire out in Wisconsin. So Joshua told the cops that when the house caught on fire, that he ran out the house and forgot the kids. Oh, Lord have mercy. He said he panicked after realizing his home was on fire. He left the 3 kids on the inside and ran to get help. And he ended up being the only one who lived. So the 3 babies are dead. So the 2 boys died there on the scene. And the little girl was actually taken to the hospital where she died later. And this was Thanksgiving Day. Mom says she spent Thanksgiving morning with the 3 kids, 10, 9, and 7. And then she dropped them off at the dad's 2-story apartment. And she later learned her boys had perished in the fire and her daughter had been hospitalized. But at the hospital is where her daughter died. And she's been asking, you wouldn't grab the kids before you ran out the house? Yo. Let's talk about how crazy they are Tuesday. What in the world is wrong with these people? And can I honestly say, this is all he's got to say. He said he went to sleep. They all went to sleep. He woke up a little while later. He saw that there was a fire at about 11 o'clock. His eyes felt cloudy. He went downstairs. He saw a little fire on the kitchen floor. He panicked and walked out the front door. And he says, he thought, I have to get help. And he started banging on all his neighbors' doors, screaming for help. And he yelled to the kids to come downstairs. He says, I opened the door, heard my kids. I tried to go back in, but smoke just came to me and I couldn't see. I barely got 2 steps in and I had to turn back around. When I opened the door, it made it even worse. And he says he went, before going to bed, he had a cigarette in the kitchen by the sink, but that he believed he extinguished it prior to going to sleep. Yo, he did it. Yo, he did it. Oh my God, he did it. Oh my God, he did it Tuesday. Oh my God, he did it Tuesday. All right, that's what's that, strike 3? We got the one who left the woman up on the mountain. 2, we've got the divorcee. 3, we've got the dad with the 3 kids. Let's talk about how crazy they are Tuesday. He did it. He did it. Oh my gosh. Let me see if I got time for one more. Because this is, no, forget it. Let's stop right there. Where's my Pastor Vinny? Let me while Shantice is bringing up Pastor Vinny. Let's get these comments. Tamika says, doesn't he know that the first suspect is always the spouse? Absolutely. All right. Ketty says he did it, no doubt about it. Terrence says, I'm also thinking she must be the breadwinner to have all the money. That's why he wants to drop that case. She's dead, Terrence. That's why he wants to drop the case. She's dead. He told the lawyer to file for a dismissal of the divorce because the plaintiff is dead and she was the plaintiff. Tamika says while he was banging on neighbors' doors, he should have banged on the children's doors, not just hollering at them. That sounds like a setup. Katie says he needs to go to jail just for being stupid for leaving those kids. This is Kill 'em Tuesday. Shaking my head. Oh, Pastor Vinny, good morning.
Good morning, Pastor Steph.
How are you?
We are well. We are so well. Had a good weekend. My daughter was in town from Boston.
Oh, nice.
So we had a good time.
Nice, very nice. Please tell Pastor Brenda we miss her.
I certainly will.
All right.
She misses you as well.
Thank you. All right, before we go anywhere,
yes, ma'am.
We started off with the trivia of the baby boomers, that's your generation. The baby boomers we used to talk about them, but now we have adopted some of your habits. What's a habit that you have that you refuse to let go?
Well, not too many things, because like I said, we're from a big family, so we learn how to take a hit and crouch down, and we learn how to maneuver. We learn how to be flexible. You know,
Okay.
I think today so many families they're so rigid, they're so stuck. But we learned to be flexible. You know,
Okay.
there was a time when everybody had a different work schedule, eating schedule. But one thing we try to have at least one meal together.
Okay.
If nothing else, we try to have at least one meal together.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. That's a good practice.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very good practice.
Yeah.
All right, Pastor Vinny, we got some. Let's talk about how crazy they are Tuesday. He did it Tuesday. All right. Which story do you want to talk about now? We've got the first story of the guy who takes the girlfriend up 12,000 feet up on the mountain. Ends up, I got to get this terminology together. When he looks around, she is unprotected, exhausted, hypothermic, and disoriented at about 2 a.m. He ends up coming down without her, and they later find her dead. Do you want to talk about that one? Or do you want to talk about the Arkansas mom who filed for a divorce earlier this year? They just went and finalized the divorce. The very next day after the divorce was finalized, she ends up, along with the two young children, being found dead. And her older son says that something smells real fishy to him because at one point she did file for full custody of the children as well as a protective order for herself and the kids because he had been arrested and charged with domestic violence. He then tells the lawyer the day after the wife and the children are found dead to file for a dismissal of the divorce case because the plaintiff is dead. Or do we talk about the man who gets his 3 children on Thanksgiving Day when he supposedly extinguishes the cigarette that's in the kitchen? They all go to bed. He wakes up. There's a fire. He panics. He runs out to get help. And he bangs on neighbors' doors. He doesn't take the children with him. When he finally thinks about the kids, he does go back. He tries to go in, but he can't get in because the smoke is too heavy. He yells upstairs for them to come down. Pastor Vinny.
Oh, Lord.
What story do you want to talk about today?
Remember that show, Let's Make a Deal? Oh, Monty.
Yes.
Box number 1, yes. Box number 2, box number 3.
Yes. Oh.
I'm looking at the third one.
Okay. Dad with the 3 kids.
Yes. So very sad. So very, very sad. The mother just dropped the kids off so they can spend Thanksgiving with that's Thanksgiving, right?
Yep.
With their dad. He must have got tired of that child support. Paying them bills every month. Premeditated.
Okay.
It is
yeah.
so sad.
Yeah.
This is so sad. Why are you banging on my door? You're supposed to be, listen, if my house catch on fire, you ask Pastor Brenda, you better be on that landing reaching up to the second floor.
That's right. Right.
You better be, I don't care if you make it, but you better be trying.
That's right. No, that's right, Pastor Vinny.
That's the first thing you think of.
Right.
That's the first thing. Right. Growing up, we had one fire in our neighborhood, I remember. And the fire started 5 houses down.
Wow. The
fire started 5 houses down. And by the time the fire engine came, it was right next door. I was looking out the window, looking at flames. They came in, evacuated all of us, and one of our neighbors that lived up the block said, come inside where it's warm, So the fire never got to our house. The firemen sure did.
Okay.
I
Wow.
did more damage than the fire.
Oh, yeah, they always say that. They always say the water does much more damage than the actual fire does.
Yeah.
Oh, all right, Pastor Vinny. We got a check-in from Emma. Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us. Good morning. Sun will make people and do anything, and we can't be surprised at nothing that happens today. And we're not. We're not surprised at anything that happens today. The enemy is the prince of this world, and he's definitely having a ball. Oh my goodness. Yes. Let's talk to our Pastor KL and see what he's got to say about this thing. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, my brother.
How are you?
I'm cold, but I'm okay. Thank you.
All righty. So you got your 3. Which one you talking about this morning? Wait. Before you do that, what is there a baby boomer practice that you used to talk about your parents? You know, did you talk about something they used to do and now you find yourself doing it? Like, man, I can't wait.
Yeah, beating kids. To talk about them beating me. When I grew up, I figured out that was a good thing. Spare the ride. Spoil the child.
Oh my goodness.
You know how they say you understand it better by and by? I understood it better.
All righty.
It's gonna hurt you.
Yes. Wow. All right, Pastor KL, which one of these stories you talking about today?
Well, I think I'm gonna go with Jack and Jill. Who went up the hill. I'm trying to figure out how Jill was comfortable going to get some water and didn't know she was in an argument. Didn't know there was an issue. I don't understand. You know, or did Jack hold this so long that Jill forgot about the argument? You know, sometimes that can be too. You know, let me hold it. You'll forget all about it. And this has been premeditated for months or maybe even a year. You know, because there's no way that I just get in a fight with Jack. Okay, let's go get some water together. No, you get the water by yourself. Okay, bring me back the water. I'm not going anywhere with you, especially at that height, that danger, and I don't know how to climb.
Right.
And then all of a sudden I'm in a daze. You know, all of a sudden I have issues. How did I have issues? Jack did something. No, I think Jill was foolishly in love. That's what I think.
I agree. That's the one thing I said. There's no way in the world I'm not going to be able to sense that there's something wrong. There's no way in the world. How you up there? I don't know nothing about this mountain climbing, and you done got me up there, and now you leave me? How do I end up unprotected, exhausted, hypothermic, and disoriented? How do I end up like that and you got enough strength to climb all the way down and leave me there? Nah.
Well, the other thing too is that she messed up so bad. Now she's trying to make up. She's trying to apologize. Okay, you want to go rock climbing? I'm sorry, I'll go rock climbing with you. And she don't understand that she did that to herself.
Wow. Something to think about. Definitely something to think about. You better be on board with whatever is actually happening, aware of whatever is actually happening. We got to check in from our girl Adele. Good morning. Blessings, family, peace and blessings. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday to you too. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Oh, yeah. I'll go. Yeah. Oh, Jesus. Oh, my goodness gracious, Pastor KL. This is crazy. All right, let's see what your girls got to say. Let's say good morning to Shantice.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
Good. I'm well, thank you. I'm well. Which one of these three we talking about today?
I think I'll go with the divorce going wrong.
Okay.
You didn't even wait a week, a month. I mean, either way, you would have been a suspect because there's been on paper a history of domestic violence.
Mm-hmm.
She filed for sole custody. That further proves that she felt you were a threat to at least her, even if you never did anything to the children. But it's like, am I going to wait for you to do something to my children? No. Now, the day after the final hearing, her and the kids wake up dead, and now your attorney is speaking in that. And see, these attorneys, it's the money. It's the money. But it must be a whole lot of money to help cloud your judgment every single second. Every single second. I was just watching something last night, and it's just like the nerve of these attorneys, the things that they say, the petitions that they make. And it's like, you're going to need an attorney soon. You're going to need an attorney soon. And if they started charging these attorneys for being an accomplice, a lot of them would not be defense attorneys to a lot of these people. That was just real careless. And then on top of that, you have the oldest, thank God, who is able to give an account for some of the things that happened. So you think like the authorities are just never going to look into you? You can't even divorce. So last week it was, do you even argue with your spouse? Now it's like, can you even divorce your spouse? It's like, you can't do nothing. You can't do so. I try to do the right thing to get away from you, and I still end up dead.
Yeah, this is crazy. This is crazy. We got Tamika that says of the previous story, it takes a lot of venom to do all the work in climbing and then leave her at the top with nothing. Yeah, that's why we know it's intentional. That ain't nothing by accident. You don't climb 10, 12,000 feet in the air and then oops, I forgot her. It's only two of y'all that went up there. Only two of you that went up there. All right, we got a comment regarding the story where the mother and two children were found dead. Maybe there was some assets, property, or insurance money that he would be entitled to if they were still married. Possibly. Definitely possibly. But how are you now going back and asking to dismiss the divorce case? First of all, it was finalized already. How do you dismiss something that's finalized? Number two, after they're found dead, stupid, you automatically look suspect. You automatically look suspect. Just let the smoke clear. Because maybe what could happen was that being that there was some assets, possibly some money, some insurance, that he would have gotten it. Because being that she was divorced right that day before she was found dead, there may have been no time for her to change any of the paperwork. So therefore, you would have gotten money anyway, but you ain't getting no money now. Because now not only were you going to be the first one they look at, but now after you went and asked for this reversal the day after she's found dead, it's like, again, it's not even like she was just found dead. She was found dead with your kids. So if you cared anything about the children, then you wouldn't be talking about no dismissal. And not only that, the son has already said that she had an order of protection against her, for her and the children. So something that went on. Something went on bigger than her and them kids. Oh my goodness gracious. Whew. All right. I got two stories here. We got a shock baller. Right. How are you? Thank you for joining us. I got two stories here of clergy. And I don't know which one to touch first, because there's one that's real questionable to me. So I'm going to leave that one for second. But there is a pastor who has decided to transgender.
Oh.
And he has made this an announcement to his congregation, and he says, I get to announce with joy that I'm transitioning. I'm affirming to all of you that I am transgender. The best way to put this is that I'm not becoming a woman. I'm giving up pretending to be a man. He says, nothing's going to change. My voice, it might go up a tad higher. My pronouns, she, her, but I'm not going to be the pronoun police, because I don't think that anybody will misgender out of malice. He says that he is in the process of transgendering, and he's going to change the name, he's going to change his name. He says we might become known within the community as even a safer space for people who have felt marginalized. Notice I did not say even safer space, because they should feel comfortable here anyway. And he says they are the first ones that I went to say, how can I do this in a pastoral sort of way to let the congregation know that I love them, and that we can do this in such a way that we can stay in ministry together. I'm surrounded by loving kindness. The affirmations have been amazing. This moment is a significant step in my authenticity and faith. Now he's run into one glitch. His parents, they text that day and they said that he is not supported by them. He says they text me this morning and asked me to tell you that they do not support me, and that they have chosen their convictions and their beliefs over supporting their child. He says, but that's okay. I'm within months into my hormone replacement therapy. And I'll have to just learn to live with my parents that way. But I'm on board with this fully, and I'm planning on going through this with my loving church family. So Shock Baller says, okay, so another Caitlyn Jenner. Tamika says, but nothing is going to change. Right. Shantice, he's got the support and love from his congregation. They're going to go through this together with loving kindness, and he's accepting the fact that his parents will not support him.
I was just about to say, the sad part is there will still be people sitting in that congregation when he goes from having a chest to having breasts, speaking as a baritone to a soprano, wearing tips, a wig. That must be some serious ooh-wee the devil be handing out that makes you think ain't nothing going to change as you're speaking about the changes. Like, what are you talking about? And the saddest part is that you have support. You have people who are still going to sit in the crowd while you preach about what? About who? Who are you ministering to them about? Because there's only one spirit you talking to them about, and it's not the Holy Spirit. It's the things that we allow to creep up into the church to the point where now leadership is a part of Pride Week. Well, I'm sorry, now it's Pride Month. Soon it'll be Pride Year, and all of this. It's really disgusting and sad. And shame on everyone who is deemed his congregation that's still supporting. Because I would love to sit and just be like, how are you supporting this? What does this mean? So he wasn't giving you a word to begin with in the first place. Because again, I say, my pastor can't come to me and just say anything. You can't. And I had someone ask me one time, like, you would ask your pastor that? You would question your pastor? Don't you ask questions when you don't understand something? I'm sorry. I just ain't never lived my life like that. Again, the way you were in the world is the way you end up being when you convert to the Lord. So if you were a yes person and scared to ask questions in the world, that's how you become when you say yes to God. If I don't understand something, I don't agree, but you telling me this is what I'm supposed to do, you're going to have to break it down. You have to show me in the word, where does it say? We're going to have to talk about this thing. We're going to have to talk about this thing. And that's just horrible. That's, oh my gosh. Gary.
Okay. We have Adele who says it shouldn't matter if they support him or not. That's a personal decision. He's lucky he's got a church family supporting him in that, okay? Because I know a lot of church folk who wouldn't even dare. Seems like he's looking for approval. Okay, so what's the biblical message if he's doing all this with the church family supporting? And why do people even care about another person's sexuality? It has no merit on things that matter. That's personal business. Okay. All right, Pastor Vinny. This is this pastor's decision. He's sharing it with the congregation. And what say you?
It's amazing to me how some of us can make sin sound so attractive and eloquent and disgusting in the same breath. I'm with Shantice. How at the very least, look at your parents. Your parents put up a no trespass sign on their door. We done. We are done. We are not going to support that. And then his congregation, they just going to la-di-da. My man is trying to hold on to that bag. That's all. He's just trying to hold on to that money so he can move on to the next phase of his transitioning. Listen, if I come to my mother and say, listen, Mom, I'm transitioning. She would say, well, you dying? Because you better be dying and not all this other foolishness. This is, it doesn't stop. It doesn't stop. It's sad. It is really sad.
Okay. We got some more comments going on here. Adele said that's a bit much. Are we sure this church really is following the Bible? Pastor KL, what say you about this whole transitioning pastor?
I wish I had Jeff with me today. However, I'm baffled from the story, and when you say, but there's only one glitch. Only one glitch? And the glitch is that my earthly mother and father is against it. But where's the glitch of your heavenly father? Where's the glitch of what it speaks of in the Bible? What are you teaching? Are these not glitches? Are you only reading when it says "come as you are"? Is that the only scripture or sermon you're speaking every Sunday? But it doesn't say anything about being delivered or delivering. And how is it so many amen people in your car? So obviously you're not teaching anything of substance. If everybody can jump on your bandwagon and ride with you, you're not teaching anything of biblical standards and substance. So of course they're going to be with you. If I give my child candy for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, I am the best pastor in the world. But I'm doing no good to their body. There's more than one glitch.
All righty. Adele says, this is a bit much to be discussing in church. Here's my thought. And I'm big on this. I have a hard time following things that are not biblical. If we're supposed to be looking at this Bible as a source of reference as to how we are to live according to God, if we're utilizing this Bible as a source of reference as to how to live and what God expects and things like that, my question becomes, what happens when this topic is mentioned in the Bible? I don't see any of this in the Bible. I never see anything about transitioning in the Bible. I never see anything about it's okay that there were people who lived this way and it was fine for them to live this way. There was some stamp on what they did that was okay, that God was pleased, that Jesus walked the earth and he said it was okay in the New Testament. I'm not seeing any of this. So again, as I'm going to church and I'm being led by someone, whether it's a female or a male, how do I get you to jump on board for stuff that's not biblical? I'm having the hardest time with this. And I'm talking about anything. I'm talking about holidays. I'm talking about this transitioning thing. I'm talking about it's fine to murder people if you. Yeah. I'm trying to figure out, how do we blend all of this here? How do we blend all of this? And you stand in front of me and you tell me I'm transitioning. There won't be much change. My voice might go up a tad higher because I'm taking hormone replacement therapy pills or shots. And all of this in front of a congregation who says, okay, how can you tell me you're leading me somewhere when you're so twisted? You're mixed up. How can you tell me that you are going to lead me anywhere when you can't even get this part of your life together? For me, you need to step down. Step down. Work on that. Let God deal with you on that. And let me focus on the work on getting better. Let me focus on how you're helping me to get delivered. Because see, you can't help me get delivered when you standing up in front of me taking hormone replacement therapy. This can't work for Stephanie. I can't speak for Shantice, Vinny, KL. I can't speak for nobody else. I say for Stephanie, I cannot sit before a person who's telling me they so twisted about who they are as an individual. And there's nothing biblical about any of this. How do I follow this? How do I follow people?
I'm sorry, I have an issue as how do you have time to do all this as a pastor? How you got time to take hormone pills or shots? How do you have time? How do you have time? And this is what I'm saying. All these self-appointed pastors, when you understand what the duties and the responsibilities, the tasks of a real pastor are, there's no time to even lay down most of the time, let alone do some type of research, decide this is what you want to do, find the doctor or pharmacist or whomever that's going to provide you with these things, understand that there's going to be some changes. So the time that you're taking to research this, you're not researching how to help yourself nor me spiritually. That's why I said there was no teaching from the beginning. Because that's like you going to school every day, all day, you're learning, and then your professor comes and says, okay, now we're going to go over ABCs. And you're like, hold on, wait, I'm in college. What are you talking about? But they ain't got no time to review in anything new or anything because they too busy wanting to be and do something else. That's crazy.
You know what? And okay, so here it goes. Transparent moment. And Pastor Steph and I, we spoke about this. In fact, she prayed about this. In the month of November and December is my worst months. I go into deep depression. And again, Pastor Steph and I have talked about this. You gotta have yourself a covenant partner, that would talk you out of some of this foolishness. How do you make this decision by yourself? How do you allow the enemy to corner you? And you don't reach out to no one. That's suicidal. And then you say, yes, I need you to be on board with this. No, you are the doorkeeper of my life. And now I got to be on board with foolishness, and you want to make it pretty, like it's okay? Am I not more confused? Let me tell you something, and Pastor Steph can attest this. Whether you're going through, whether you're sick, whether you're depressed, whether you're hurt, we have a duty to the people. We have a duty. I get on this broadcast every day, and transparent moments, sometimes I don't feel like it. But we have a duty to the people, not to ourselves. Now you're saying, well, this is how I feel. And watch, you come out and told me after I've already started the process. So no one can talk you out of it. You're already in the process. So you decided for me as my leader that this is what we're going to do. That's not God. I'm sorry, that's not God.
And that's the point that I'm trying to make. How are you helping me when you all twisted? You can't help me or a congregation, and you yourself is going through something so personal as you're trying to move from being a male to a female, or female to a male. That's a huge movement. Huge. Now you focus on you and me and KL and Mary and John and Joe and his families. That's just way too much going on. You need to step down and give that to somebody else, because right now you can't do this thing here. It is not possible for you to multitask right now. That's not, no. We can't do that. That is not happening. There is no way in the world that you are telling me. That's why I said I agree with 100% with Pascal. You already going through the transitional period. So you didn't even take a step down. Here's the problem that I'm having as well. You didn't even, when you got to this point and you said, hey, I'm not settled in who I am. Let me just step away and just deal with this, and then give that to someone else, and let me just resolve this. Whether I end up going into therapy, this replacement hormone therapy, whatever you do, or whether I stand still and I'm stuck for a while, whatever it is, whatever the decision is, you don't work that out in front of your congregation. No, we don't do that. There's a responsibility that you have, and we are not supposed to be walking through your craziness. Sit down. Go away, sit down, let God deal with what you're going through. Because see, just like Pastor KL said, there's some misconception that, again, we talk about this all the time, that pastors and leaders don't go through nothing. We go through things. Because not only does Pastor KL get on here sometimes and don't want to do it, sometimes do it. Either I'm not feeling well physically, I'm not feeling well emotionally, I'm not feeling well mentally. I just don't want to do it. But I've answered the call, and this supersedes what you want to do. You have to push your way through, and I have to be honest and say every time I do that, I come out happy on the other side, giving God thanks that His Spirit pushed me through because I got something that day. I got something for pushing through. There's always a reward for pushing through. So no leader has 100%, life where there's not going to be any time or anything. But this surely here, I can't even imagine you sitting up there making this announcement, and they're gonna tell me I'm gonna have to deal with your voice going up a tag. Oh, Jesus. So then I really don't know who I'm talking to. I don't know who I'm talking to. Right. I don't know who's talking to me. What is that? What is that? All right, we got a couple of comments. Hold on 1 second, Pastor Vinny. Let me get these comments out. Tamika says, good, Pastor KL. Years of candy. I look good until I open my mouth. Now I'm missing teeth and years of spiritual tooth decay. We've got another comment. We've got someone sending in 1 Corinthians 6:9-10. Know ye not that the unrighteous shall not inherit the kingdom of God? Be not deceived, neither fornicators, nor idolaters, nor adulterers, nor abusers of themselves with mankind shall inherit the kingdom of God. This is real. This is real, Pastor Vinny.
It is. And his voice, he's focused on his voice getting higher. That should be the least of his worries.
Right.
That should be the very least of his worries. I mean, I don't know a whole lot about the hormonal therapy, but I know when my sisters, they're not taking no pills, and they're already bouncing off the walls. Life happens all by itself. We don't need, it doesn't need any help from us.
Right.
And as everybody said, how are you going to stand up in front of a people and teach what? And
right.
We can't even agree on anything.
Right.
We can't agree on anything. And our choice, as Pastor Kale said, our choice, our decision making was taken away from us. No.
Right.
I wouldn't be.
You have been leading me through your chaos this whole time, Pastor Vinny, just like you said. Wow. Well, that's where we're gonna land on this one. It is very difficult for you to lead your people the way you are living now. And I don't know what kind of congregation it will accept. Let me see something here. I got some comments going on. Hold on. Effeminate is included in that verse. So we have neither fornicators, nor idolaters, nor adulterers, nor effeminate, nor abusers of themselves with mankind shall inherit the kingdom of God. So the word of God has already spoken on it, and that's my biggest That's my biggest thing. You will always get direction from the Word of God. That's why I said, the bottom line is, if this is where you're going for guidance, then there's no way you're going to come out without any level of understanding. It reconciles itself. All right, I got another story. Now, this is the one where I'm like, okay, I'm scratching my head on this one as well. So you have this Alabama woman who is suing and complaining about the fact that when she was 17, this Roman Catholic priest offered her financial support in exchange for sex and other forms of private companionship. And she's coming out with her story now, which is prompting him to resign from his post. And she claims that there is no real winner in this situation. So this priest Sullivan decided that he would remove himself from this particular priest position. And she's saying, I'm experiencing a lot of mixed emotions. My hope now is for healing, accountability, and protection for anyone who has ever been harmed by someone powerful. I want y'all to pay attention to everything that I'm reading. Everything I'm reading. All right. So she says that she's 33 now. She's marked the latest turn in this time of her life, as she's grown up in foster care after being removed from her mother's custody due to severe neglect. She says that she was 17 when she met this priest. He was a priest at the time. She was 17 when she met this priest at a strip club. Okay. She decided she wanted to work as a stripper, as an exotic dancer. She was making a living. Let me go back a little bit. Let me go back a little bit. All right. So it says she wrote that she lacked reliable adult support during her formative years and therefore tried to make a living as an exotic dancer at an establishment in Alabama. She says that she was 17 when she met him, this priest, at that very establishment, and she managed to get work there despite being under an applicable age limit. He regularly patronized the place, tipped her money during her shifts, and soon offered to change her life. Now, she says that he proposed to form an ongoing relationship that would include financial support in exchange for private companionship. She says that she later told the church leaders. She says that he took her shopping, dining, and drinking. He took her to hotel rooms in various Alabama cities to engage in sex, beginning when she was 17 and over a span of several years. She said he also paid her hundreds of thousands of dollars to remain silent about everything. He says she didn't immediately understand the predatory nature of her acquaintance with him, who he is now 61 years old. But she went along with what he wanted because she was in a desperate state. She says she's been grappling with depression, addiction, and emotional instability during her arrangement with him. And she eventually decided to speak out against him because she had continued working closely. Because he continued to work closely with the families and children as a popular pastor in the church. She filed her allegations, and now she's looking for him to step down. She wants the Vatican entity to reprimand him for his misconduct. They said that they investigated the fact that he paid her significant amount of money, but they never found that he took any of the church funds to give her. So it wasn't where he was taking from the church to give to her. Now they say that for the priests, they have a different clause because they're supposed to be sexually abstinent. They are not supposed to deal with people younger than 18 because they are classified as minors. Sexual contact with them is considered abusive. And that comes from all of the stuff that the church has gone through. Now, in Alabama, they say the legal age of sexual consent is 16.
Wow.
And they have made it a felony for clergy to engage in sexual activity with people younger than 19. And that has been since 2024. She says that she wants him charged with criminal misbehavior with the connection with those allegations. She filed for a legal motion on behalf of a man involved in a court case that she was associating her experience with. And she wants him to be punished not only from the church, but she wants him punished from the law. All righty. So my question is, should she be able to file any of these things at this point? Now, let's go back a little bit in these comments. Adele says he's the other pastor's just being a man. And now for this, she says she knew what she was doing. Money hungry, I'm sorry, because that's clearly paid to play, and they both was okay with that. She should have kept quiet for all of this. Like, bye, girl, bye. All right, Pastor Vinny, I'm gonna start with you. Should she be able to file allegations now against him and his misconduct against her, and have the law as well as the church reprimand him? Yes.
She should be able to, get reparations. But who knows? I mean, is there a statute of limitations? I mean, she's in her, 30s now?
She's 33, I believe, now.
She's 33. And it started when she was 17?
17. Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is rough. I mean, I would think that she'll be able to get some kind of justice, but after time has gone on, I mean, she started out on the bad side. From birth, being in an adoption agency or something like that.
Yeah, she was in foster care.
Foster care. So she never really had any guidance. And this priest really, I'm losing the word, but this priest really used her. Used her, abused her, gave her money to do whatever he wanted. This is bad.
Okay. Shartice, what say you?
Call me insensitive.
Insensitive.
Girl, shut up. You are just like the rest of us who made some real dangerous, stupid decisions. I met you at the strip club, sir. What did you expect? The Bible study? You were there to trick. Whether it was just to strip or to do the extra stuff in the champagne room. You knew why you were there. You knew why he was there. You were able to come up because it didn't just stay there. It surpassed him tipping you for lap dances and possibly more to him now creating this lifestyle with you. This became a lifestyle. So here, and again, something I was watching last night that was a little similar to this. And now everybody talking. And after a while, I believe it was the Holy Spirit that brought this to my attention because I'm not always that bright. And it was like, are you talking now because now you're no longer benefiting? If you were still benefiting from the situation, even though the situation is trash, even though the situation is horrible, the situation has come at the expense of other people's sanity and lives and income and everything. But if you were still benefiting, would you be speaking? So you're not all that noble. You don't get the Nobel Peace Prize. You don't get the Pulitzer. You don't get none of that. Because if you were still making money from this, you would not now be on this side of the fence helping us to tell the story. So what happened? Whether it's because his well ran dry, or whether because you woke up and said, I no longer want this, and you told him no more, whatever it is, you made a conscious decision. Yes, you were young. Yes, he took advantage because he knew you were young. That's why these men go for these young women, because they can mold them. You already, as Pastor Vinny laid out, you already didn't have the direction and, the upbringing and so on and so forth. You fell for the old banana in the tailpipe. Listen, everything I heard was consensual. I didn't hear nothing about no rape. I didn't hear nothing about no kidnapping, no sex trafficking, no none of that. So take it as you was just another stupid little girl like most of us were. And you should now be an advocate to help other young women, because you're still young, you're 33. Other young women, don't fall for this. I've been there. I know what it is to be desperate. I know what it is to go along with. I know what it is to initiate, because you initiated this, man. You decided to be in a strip club. So you know what you're doing? You're now offering what they're coming to get. That's what happens. Right. So I don't hear anything that would merit for her to get anything. It was all consensual from what I'm hearing.
All righty. Adele says, oh, please, I don't believe this chick. She sounds like she wants something, which is why she's talking now. Sounds like she ran out of money. She needs to be charged just for being trifling, all right? Justice for what? The whole relationship was transactional. And thank you, Shantice. So Pastor KL, she says that her coming forward was painful and they are attempting to discredit her, and it has gotten a bit overwhelming. What say you?
I have a question. I know you said they started at 17. How long was it? Was it to now, to 30?
No. But it went on for quite some years.
Okay, well then this is what I was saying. If it went on for quite some years, let's just say 10 years, you're in a relationship. That's a relationship. At some point, you're no longer a kid, and you say, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm 21, I ain't doing this no more. You stay on with this, and you don't live with them. Y'all just hook it up. Y'all going to hotels. You have the option of not dealing with him. You are clearly in a relationship. Now, if you no longer like the relationship, like most of us do, we get out of it. No, we can't be girlfriend and boyfriend no more. Da, 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 da. If all of a sudden you got moral standards because the priest is in the club tipping you off, no. Oh, okay, so you found deliverance. You can't sue for your deliverance. You can't sue for your immorality. Now, unfortunately, I'm old and inexperienced, so I don't know about this room that Shantice is talking about, the champagne room and all that stuff. But you know, it sounds like it may be fun, but I'm not privy to that. However, you are in a relationship, girl, and you got tired of your boyfriend. Or your boyfriend found another 17-year-old, and now you're hurt because the cash flow is not coming like it used to. Now you got to share it with someone else. So now you're just hurt and mad.
All righty. Let me reread this. She said she was 17 when she met the priest at this said strip club where she was an exotic dancer. She managed to get work despite being under an applicable age limit. He regularly patronized the place, tipped her money during her shifts, and soon offered to change her life. He proposed to form an ongoing relationship that would include financial support in exchange for private companionship. She says that he took her shopping, dining, drinking, and to hotels in various Alabama cities, in part to engage in sex, beginning when she was 17 and over a span of several years. She also said he paid her hundreds of thousands of dollars to remain silent about it all. She described grappling with depression, addiction, and emotional instability during her arrangement with him, and she eventually decided to speak out against him because he had continued to work closely with families and their children as part of being a pastor at this church. She was already in a place she had no business being.
Yep.
She was underage when she worked there. At her own admittance, she was 17, and that was under the age that she was even supposed to be operating as an exotic dancer. Now, I'm going to leave it there because I'm going to leave the rest to my closing.
You can't, this is why I say you got a transparent moment. I was working in a bar at 18 where you were supposed to be 28 and older. I was around 28, 30, 40, 50-year-old men every night. Had one of them made a proposal and I accepted, that would have been a choice that I made. Yes, I was young. But again, I knew I had no business there. But I was there for whatever the reason. And I don't know why I was there, because I wasn't making no money. But I was there for whatever reason. So you can't now get upset and blame other people for the conscious decisions that you made. You're going to have to now just kick yourself in the behind and understand that this is something that you set yourself up for. The Bible tells us, be careful not to help another man stumble. Again, you were providing the goods that they came there for. You are not the only 17, 18, 16-year-old girl who positioned herself willingly for something like this to happen. You made the choice and now you regret it. Regret it and now be a spokesperson.
All right. That's your closing. Pastor Vinny, what say you to the people who are watching or listening? Either topic, whether it's for sitting under someone who's transitioning right before your eyes, or for what this young lady is describing, this young woman.
Pastor Steph, it's all about choices. It's all about either situation. It's about a choice that we make. But the results are the same when we make those choices without consulting God, without including God in our decision making, without including God in our life. We need Him. I learned some stuff this morning. Let me tell you.
Champagne room. The champagne room.
Yeah. Listen, I will never look at the Welch's sparkling cider the same anymore. Thank you, my daughter. But that's why we love you. You bring it, you hit hard. We love you. You know. Listen, she started out wrong. The young lady, you know, the cards. You know, they say you gotta live the cards that you're dealt, and she was dealt a bad hand from the very beginning. It wasn't her fault that she, you know, was in this, you know, adopted situation and trying to get her life together. You know, I mean, some kids have it rough. They have it rough, but you know that priest who came into her life was where he wasn't supposed to be either. He could have made a difference if he had a conscience, but he was trying to work out his own salvation or aggravation, or just working out his own foolishness. He was the one that was really supposed to lift her up and not just take advantage of her situation. Again, it's about the choices that we make. And if we don't have God in the picture, it's destruction. We're leading ourselves down the road of destruction.
All righty. Thank you, Pastor Vinny. I agree with Pastor KL. She's mad she was sharing the money and might have been going broke. That's from Terrence. Thank you. Thank you, Terrence. Pastor KL, how we closing this thing here today?
Well, you know, though I agree, I disagree. I heard Pastor Vinny said that she had a bad hand. No, she had a good hand. That's why she tried to run off with it. There was a game in New York that we used to play called 3-Card Molly. And they used to stand on the corner and flip all these cards and stuff like that and tell you to pick the good card. And in the beginning, they let you pick the good card so that you felt that you was winning. But you keep on playing poker long enough, you're going to lose. You're going to lose everything. Your shirt, your pants, your life. You go to the casinos and you might hit that one jackpot for $25. And now you think you're on a winning streak. And now you lose more than that $25. This girl lost more than she expected. The hand looked good in the beginning. She had a great hand. He kept on paying and kept on paying and kept on paying until he stopped paying. You know, the word said, I wish that you be hot or cold. Because lukewarm, I can't do nothing with you. You have to decide whether this is going to be good for your natural life or is it going to be good for your spiritual life. You know, a lot of us are just running with the good hand in our natural life, but not thinking about what it's going to do at the end when he says, depart from me. You know, and the priest could say, but you know, I was a pastor. I was in the church, Lord. But God is saying, but look at all the other stuff that you did that superseded your title. It's not about your title, it's how you're living. So when you decide on the things you're doing, is this pleasing to God? Is the way that you're living is pleasing to God? Is the hand that you have been given, has it been given from God or from the enemy? Because see, the enemy can make that hand look really good, but it's not pleasing to God.
Yeah, absolutely. Amen. Thank you, Pastor KL. Thank you, my Due Time crew, for your contribution into today's conversation. We pray you have a blessed day. Thank you.
Goodbye.
Have a good day, everyone.
Thank you.
You too, man.
Yeah.
Woo. He went to the club and he tipped her regularly during her shifts and soon offered to change her life. He proposed to form an ongoing relationship that would include financial support in exchange for private companionship. She says he took her shopping, dining, drinking, and to hotel rooms in various Alabama cities, in part to engage in sex beginning when she was 17 and over a span of years. She also said he paid her hundreds of thousands of dollars to remain silent about it all. There was no twisting or no arms here. When you went up in that strip club to be an exotic dancer, this is what you signed up for. And this is what you signed up for. You didn't know it was going to be a priest who was going to come through and offer you to change your life. Can I be honest? He did. He did. She never once said that all the promises he made, he reneged on. He said that he would change her life. She said he offered to change her life. He said that he wanted to set up an ongoing relationship that would include financial support in exchange for private companionship. He offered us some financial support. He provided the financial support. It was for her to provide private companionship, and she provided private companionship. At the end of the day, they both got what they wanted. What are you possibly complaining about? Because here's the problem that I'm having. You now say that you were eventually moved because he was so dedicated to the church as a pastor. What you care? What you care? What do you care? Or all of a sudden you now have a conscience about the fact that he is pastoring? He was pastoring when he met you. He was pastoring when he tipped you. He was pastoring when he offered this elaborate lifestyle that he provided and you accepted. You provided and you did what you said you would do. He provided and he did what he said he would do. So now all of a sudden you care about the church. Go away. I'm with Adele. Girl, bye. You could care less. You had your come up and you made out very well. Now, take your money that you hundreds of the she said he paid her, not he offered her. He paid her hundreds of thousands of dollars to remain quiet. Then shut up. He gave you your money. Be quiet. If you are now convicted or you now moved, then do what you need to do. But now, do they now go back and they now charge you for being in that strip club underage? Are you now willing to eat what you want him to eat? You want him to go through punishment from the church, and you want him to go through punishment of the law. Well, are you about to eat the same thing? Because you have to eat the punishment of the law as well. No, you're not in the church, but you definitely broke the law when you were in that establishment knowingly underage. There was nothing that you did that you didn't realize you were doing. You were very well aware of what you were doing. Whatever he did, now God needs to deal with him. But see, me and you can't commit the crime together. Now, we didn't rob the bank together. And now you feel guilty. You didn't spend all your money. You didn't live this lavish life. But now you're going to come tell on Stephanie because I was wrong? Well, why do you get a chance to now see that he gets in trouble? I'm sorry. For me, I can't speak for anybody else. But for me personally, I do not agree. I am definitely with Shantice and Pastor KL. You knew exactly what you were doing. I'm with Adele. You knew exactly what you were doing. You accepted. Listen to me. Pastor Vinny is going back to she was dealt a bad hand. Can I be honest? A whole lot of us were dealt a bad hand. And we have made very bad decisions in life. And some of us have, by the grace and will of God and mercy of God, we are sitting on, a very decent side of the fence. For those others, we made bad decisions, and now we did not end up on a good side of the fence. But we made those decisions. Not everybody who is dealt a bad hand ends up in a pit. You were dealt the hand you were dealt, and you opted to go into the strip club and become an exotic dancer. Now, my question to you is, where did you think this was going to lead you? Had this been a businessman who was married and offered you the same thing, what difference would it have made you? What difference? It didn't matter to you that he was a priest. You knew he was a priest. He knew he was a priest. It's his concern that he's a priest. Because you already in the toilet. You already taking off your clothes and offering your body for money. You purge your conscience, and then what? This is real. This is real. This is real. And when I say this is real, I mean this is real of church folk, and this is real of people who are just in the world. When God has blessed us to realize what we need to do, then go forward. Go forward. As Shanti said, take it as a lesson learned. We all, there is not one individual today who has not fallen short of the glory of God, who has not sinned and fallen short of the glory. Every last one of us have. We have all, and some of us are still sinning even in the day since we jumped on the other side of the fence and decided to make Jesus the head of our life. We are still making stupid mistakes. We are still doing things that God is not happy with. So we need to take the mercy and grace of God, who did not allow her to be destroyed. Because see, another individual such as herself could have been drugged up, an alcoholic, could have been groveling on the ground with nothing. There are so many directions her life could have gone in just because she made the initial decision. Forget about this luxurious life. My question is, what did you do with the thousands of dollars that he paid you? He paid you thousands of dollars. I should be reading about you in a mansion somewhere. Because for a person who didn't have anything when he met you, this was your big come up. You should be sitting lovely. So what did you do with all that you got? What did you do with it? So whatever you did with it, whether you have something to show for it or not, that's on you. I'm not mad at you. You did what you did. Take your money, you run, take your money, give it away, take your money, throw it in the garbage. It doesn't matter to me. But what matters to me is now you're seeking what? Unless you're willing to put yourself on that platter and serve yourself up to be dealt with as well, then take what God has given you as a second chance and run with it. Run with it. And some people will say, oh, well, he was a priest, and she's right to be concerned about the fact that he was doing this. To other people, what, 100 years later? I have yet to hear, in all that was written, I have yet to hear her take ownership for what she did. So here's the problem, and I think one of them alluded to it. You are a part of his consequence as well. One of them, somebody did say you're not supposed to cause your brother to stumble. You're a part of his consequence as well. When he came in there, when you were an exotic dancer, the first thing you should have said to yourself was, oh, wait, hold on. I know I'm up in here, but I ain't helping the priest go wrong. You go ahead over there to one of the other girls. I ain't doing this one. But you did. Okay. So now, take it and thank God that you weren't worse off and let God deal with him. You can't, to me, and then again, you may not agree, to me, you can't look for him to pay a price that you yourself are not willing to pay. What did you do with all those $1,000? So I got a question for you. You want him to be charged by the law? You got hundreds of thousands of dollars. Where's that? Where's the taxes on that? Did you pay your taxes? Oh, you were living in upstanding. That's what I'm saying. We got to be real careful about the stuff we want to throw someone else on the sword if we're not willing to drop on the sword ourselves. In this walk, we're going to be able to look back and kick ourselves for a whole lot of things that we've done. It's funny because on Sabbath, I asked the room, congregation, I said, is there something that within the last little bit of time that you could look back and say, boy, I wish I had done that differently? It's so weird that came up, and this here ended up coming across my plate last night for discussion today. We are all in that right now. I ain't got to talk about something that I did 40 years ago. I'm talking about what I did right now. I look back and say, boy, I wish I hadn't done such and such a thing. You know, God warned me, and my view was here, and it wasn't until after I did it, and I was like, oh man, God told me about that. I didn't realize that that's what I was doing. Yeah, because hindsight is 20/20. There are things that you're gonna do, and it's not until after it's done that you're gonna catch yourself, and you're gonna be like, oh man, did I do that? That's just life. It's such is life. So let's be grateful that we have the love of God, who just says, listen, as long as I wake you up with brand new mercies every day. Every single one of us, whether we have given our life to the Lord or not, every single one of us, we get up each day with God giving us brand new mercies. How blessed could any of us be? But you want someone else to fall on the sword, and God then gave you a path. Stop. You better check yourself. Check yourself. If you're looking for somebody else, if you're pointing a finger for somebody else, make sure you're standing before that same law to get that same reprimand that you want someone else to get. Now here you are, you're pressing, because now all of a sudden you feel bad about what you've done. You don't feel bad enough, because yet in this article, did we hear her say, I went to the IRS and I declared that I had received from him hundreds of thousands of dollars. We ain't talking about all the other money that you got for tips and all other kinds of things. We're not talking about none of that. We're talking about just right here. You got hundreds of thousands of dollars. Now here's the funny part. They were able to clear him of taking any of the church's money. So wherever he got these hundreds of thousands of dollars from did not come from the church, because they did their investigation. What can they say if they go and investigate you? What can they say? Can they say that you did the right thing? Be careful when you want someone else to fall on the sword. Are you willing to fall on the sword? Take this. You know, when we get up every day, you know, people say, oh, I give God thanks every time I put my foot on the ground. Every time I wake up, I get up out my bed. Boy, that is so it's so not what God wants. God didn't ask us to do that. He asked us to acknowledge him with our life. and getting up each morning and saying, thank you, God, for waking me up is not what God is requiring of us. I'm sorry. Please find that for me in the Word of God. That it is fine for us to get up every day and just say thank you. And we go about our business living life as though there were no God. How? How does that even work? So where we believe that this is some grandiose thing that we do, Pastor KL said it. God says, I'd rather you be hot or cold, because if you're lukewarm, I'm going to spit you out. So all of this, we're believing that we're doing great. Think again, because that is not pleasing to God. And this is the thing that God has continued every day to just keep at not just you, but at me. He's got to get to me first. And I'm seeing how we are compromising so many things for what satisfies us. And that's what's happening with this young lady. She's doing what is satisfying her. But are you doing what's satisfying to God? And that's the challenge today. Are we living a life that God is pleased with? Are we willing to step up to the plate and give God our life? Did she say at one time, you know what, I learned such a heavy lesson as to how he shouldn't have been living that life, and I realized that this is how I'm supposed to live my life. I don't hear any of that in here. In all of this elaborate article, I hear no ownership, no increase, no change of lifestyle, nothing but what she wants this priest to endure from God, from the church, and from the law. Now, don't misunderstand me. I'm sure he has had, we don't know what kind of life he's been living. If God has required him to pay up already, or if there's something at the end that God will help him with in regards to his consequences. I'm gonna help you with your consequences. There's gonna be consequences behind what you did, because we do know that whether the Lord ever caught up with him or not, he will have to answer to God. Not just because he was in the church, because that's period. That's each and every one of us. But especially because he was in the church. When you went into that club, you looked to take somebody down. And so did they. You are ripe for the picking when you walk through that door. So we all have responsibility. Are we causing our brother to stumble? There's so many messages in this story. I'm not even going to touch the first one. I'm done with the first one. With him transitioning. There ain't nothing else to even talk about. I said what I had to say. If it ain't in the Bible, leave me alone. Leave me alone. I ain't going for it. And some people may not agree. Say, well, everything ain't in the Bible. Yeah, it is. Everything is in that Word of God. Whether we talk about each story, all of this is in the Word of God. There are so many messages here today. And it is up to us to extract as much as we possibly can. So that's why you hear everything being thrown out, because there's a lot to consider, a lot to be, grateful for when God has allowed us, quote unquote, to move forward despite our sins. Some of us won't eat sins until years later. I am here to tell you that. I have asked God, what is going on with this situation? And finally, after years of asking and God being silent, he said to me, this is for what you did then. And I was like, ouch. Because I have asked God to forgive me. I have tried to make it right, or whatever I could do to make it right. And God says, I've forgiven you, but there's a consequence you still have to pay. So yes, God throws our sins in the sea of forgetfulness, but there are consequences we have to pay. But I can't tell you how many years I used to ask. I was asking, well, what is happening? What's going on? Why is this still this way? Why won't it shift? Why won't it change? And God said, because I need you to remember what you did. So when we come to any level of revelation about what we've done over the course of our life, and let us go to God. Go to God and make sure you are in right standing with him. And pray for whomever else you robbed the bank with, that they too would go to God and ask for forgiveness if they already have not. You cannot be co-conspirators, and yet when you decide that you realize that something is wrong, you yourself do not go through the channels that you want someone else to go through. You think God is happy with that? You throwing somebody else underneath the bus, but you yourself have not repented. You yourself have not come forward to deal with the consequences of your actions. It's a lot to think about. Well, the same way we're looking at someone else's life, let us look at ourselves in the mirror first. Let us fix us. That takes us back to the first story. I can't help you to a certain degree unless I'm fixing myself. Now, I can't say that I am completely useless to you because I'm working on me or there are things to be fixed, because there's no truth to that. God has allowed you to get to a certain point so that you can reach over or reach back. Although your life may not be perfected, but you can help based on what God has allowed you to come forward and come through. So let's work on this thing here. Let's have and offer the mercy and grace that we ourselves are hoping to receive from God. Until then, you have to ask if God is happy with your life. Let's focus on that today. You've been watching It's Due Time with Pastor Steph. Join us Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. where we discuss matters of the heart, mind, and spirit. As you go through your day, be sure to set your mind on things that are above, not on things that are on the earth. They will only serve as a distraction. Remember, prayer changes things. It's Pastor Steph signing off, and I want to thank our Due Time crew for always coming through big time. Thank you for hanging out with us and keeping that chat room alive. Please do not miss this opportunity right now to give Christ your life. Please do not miss this opportunity to strengthen that relationship with the Lord right now, because later is not promised to anyone. Until tomorrow, God spares, where it's Wow Wednesday. Until then, I love you.